Well, the Broncos are a playoff team. You can celebrate, but not for long. 38-0 win over the Kansas City Chiefs B team. Just want to say that. That was not the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's just acknowledge that. You can be happy about the win, but that was a limited Chiefs roster that looked more like it was playing the last game of the preseason. And after it fell behind 14-0, looked like they were thinking about where to get dinner tonight as they stay here in Denver while a blizzard passes over Kansas City. Thinking more about dinner tonight than trying to get out of here with a win. So the Broncos are back in the playoffs. Why can they accomplish something? Let's start there. Because the entire nation is going to say this Bronco team doesn't have a shot in Buffalo. You ask a lot of pundits, they would have rather seen the Cincinnati Bengals. Well, the Bengals are out and the Broncos are in by one game. So why can this Broncos team have some success? Well, first of all, there's an advantage to being young and hungry, as Sean Payton says to the media, and as he says to the team as well, to the point where you've got players repeating that mantra when they answer questions as well. It's sunk into their thoughts. Young and hungry. Young and hungry means you don't know what you don't know. You don't know that you're supposed to, according to the national pundits, go into Buffalo, curl up in the fetal position on the field, and wait out the cold in a snowstorm while the Bills run roughshod over you. They don't know that. They don't know they're supposed to do that. They also, while they're young, those guys that were on the team in 2023 have some positive experience to lean upon because they did go into Buffalo on Monday Night Football and come back late and defeat the Bills. So Marvin Mims Jr., for example, who had a big game that night in Buffalo, earned AFC Special Teams Player of the Week honors that week. He gets confidence from going back to Buffalo because he knows he can make plays against them. Mims also said something interesting as well, because you have this rule that athletes have, the 24-hour rule, that win or lose, you celebrate or you mourn it for 24 hours and then you move on to the next game. Well, I asked him, does that apply here? Because, hey, making the playoffs is a big deal. Do you celebrate a little bit longer even though you've got a postseason game looming in a week? He said, no, not 24 hours. It's 2 hours. You got to start focusing on treatment. You got to start focusing on game prep. And that really kind of sits with me here about the mentality this team has. Those that have playoff experience, like Mike McGlinchey and Zach Allen, have talked about wanting to do more. How you've got to maximize the opportunity when it comes. Zach Allen was in the playoffs in his third season with the Cardinals. They were one and done. He said to this day that still sticks with him. And something that he wants to make clear to his younger teammates this week is how you have to make the most of that because you never know when it's going to happen again. Yes, this Broncos franchise looks like it's on the upswing, on the ascent to bigger things. But you never know when your best shot might come. Maybe your best shot is the first shot. Things happen, injuries happen, circumstances change. You have to maximize this, even though the world is going to tell you that you don't have a shot. This team seems to believe it has a shot, and with good reason. That's where that win over Buffalo in November of 23 comes in handy, because enough guys in that locker room go into that stadium and realize, hey, we can win here. This team came close to beating Kansas City in Kansas City back in November, came close to beating the Chargers, came close to beating the Bengals, who, of course, are out of the playoffs, but certainly are one of the 14 best teams in football right now, probably one of the 10 best teams in football at this moment, but that doesn't get you into playoffs. It's about where you are over the course of a season, not where you are over the course of 5 games. So it's going to be a fun week. It's been a while. I would say for you as fans, take the time to enjoy this, savor this, because the last 8 years have truly sucked when it comes to a football sense. Maybe not from a life sense, but from a football sense. So it's fun to be talking about the Broncos going to the postseason for the first time since the 2015 campaign. 38-0 the final here. We'll have plenty as the Broncos prepare for their wild card trip to Buffalo on Orange and Blue today throughout the week, and of course at denversports.com. And of course, as always, this is brought to you by our friends over at Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry. They have time for you, and I'll talk to you throughout the week. I'll have plenty of time for you as the Broncos get ready before their trip to Western New York. Take care.